And welcome back. My name is Danielle Gunther, and today we are going to be talking a little bit about adult learning theory of andragogy and how the 6 assumptions of andragogy correlate directly to this series of videos that we're doing right now. We are using this book here. Ooh. The Adult Learner by Knowles, Holton, and Swanson. If you're interested, I'll put the details below in the description. Let's get started with our first assumption of the Andragogical Model. The first assumption of the Andragogical Model of adult learning is the need to know. Adults need to know why they need this information before they're even going to start trying to learn it. And if we can show our patrons why they need to understand how to utilize the 24/7 Dayton Metro Library website, we can help them to see that this information is beneficial to them all the time. They don't ever have to wait for the library to open, and they don't have to wait for a librarian to be available in order to access all of these wonderful benefits. The second assumption of the andragogical, that's such a weird word, the andragogical model of adult learners is the learner self-concept. And adult learners have this need to see themselves as being responsible for their own actions, being responsible for their own decisions, and really need to be seen as self-directed. And unfortunately, all of that self-direction kind of takes a side seat when an adult learner is put into an educational type environment. Adult learners sometimes revert back to that elementary dependency mentality that we all had, where the teacher comes in and you're just like, teach me. But unfortunately, because of that need to be self-directed, a lot of adult learners put off additional learning because they're thinking, you're not the boss of me, I'm the boss of me. So if we can show our patrons how to do this themselves, then we can help to reinforce the need for that self-direction, and hopefully, as a bonus, instill a little bit of a lifelong learning mentality. The third assumption that we're talking about today is the role of the learner's experiences in their learning and in their lives. When adults are continuing their education, whether for professional reasons or personal reasons, they have already gotten to the point where they have a ton of experience from their life. And these experiences heavily affect the learner's self-concept. So if we, the librarians and library workers, can gauge where the learner's abilities are before even trying to show them anything, we are showing that we respect that those life experiences, and we also show that we're not going to ignore those life experiences. The fourth assumption in the andragogical model of adult learning is readiness to learn. So adult learners typically want to learn what they need to know. And how is this information, how is this knowledge going to benefit their lives right now? So if a learner isn't ready for the information, they're not going to value it, and then they're not going to retain it, and you both have wasted your time. So if we can show how the resources available to them from the Dayton Metro Library website benefit them, not only for future purposes, but for right now, we can help patrons to see which programs benefit them, and also, kind of as a bonus, give them the opportunity to hone their technology skills a little bit. The fifth assumption of adult learning is orientation to learning. And this is referring to the need of adult learners to learn stuff that help them perform their day-to-day activities and help them to problem solve. And these new ideas, these new theories, these new skills that they're getting shown will be more valued if that learner understands the application to their lives. And by us demonstrating the resources available to our patrons and how these resources can directly impact the adult learner's ability to perform those day-to-day tasks and solve real-life problems, we can help them become more oriented to learning. The sixth and final assumption that we're going to talk about today is motivation. And we have all had so much fun with motivation. So external motivators are things that are going to be learned for maybe a short period of time, but it's primarily for an external purpose, for promotion, for higher salary, for something like that. But the internal motivators are those motivators that drive us not to just consume knowledge, but also to consider that knowledge valuable and to keep trying to grow it, which equates directly to a mindset of lifelong learning. So if we can help our patrons to continue this need to learn more information, not only do they become more self-reliant, but they also start working on that mentality of being a lifelong learner. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of learning, and also for really going over this information with me to learn about the Andragogical model of adult learning and how we can apply this thought process to our everyday lives, more specifically to how we can help our patrons live better lives. I have attached a slide of the resources that I use, which is still just this book, The Adult Learner by Knowles, Holton, and Swanson. Stay tuned for our next video.